What's going on, everyone? It's me here, Mr. Truth, and in today's video, I sort of wanted to talk about the Indianapolis Colts quarterback situation here, along with their starting quarterback, Anthony Richardson, because there's been some comments made by the Colts general manager, Chris Ballard, saying there will be an open quarterback competition going into the next season for the Indianapolis Colts organization, and obviously, that means a hell of a lot in the grand scheme of things when it comes to Anthony Richardson's career and his time in Indianapolis, because if they manage to find somebody who can compete with and take the starting job away from Anthony Richardson, then his NFL career is going to go down the drain very quickly, and the Colts might not value him as a starting caliber quarterback anymore. And folks, the numbers with Richardson, they don't lie. Like, these numbers aren't like, oh, he's getting super duper unlucky or anything of the sort, anything like that at all. He's just not good. And watching the film, watching some of the All-22, it's very obvious that he has not developed a lot of skills that a quarterback at the NFL level should have in his second year. I know his first year was cut short due to a pretty nasty injury, but still, it's about how you come back from that injury and persevere and play to the greatest of your ability. And it seems like Richardson, his greatest ability was honestly just running around and scrambling, and they used him as more of a rushing quarterback than a passing quarterback, because he threw 30 passes like maybe one or like two times the whole season. And the numbers sort of read like this: he threw 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, with a 47 completion percentage. With it's horrendous, absolutely horrendous. QBR of 47, passer rating of 61. It's just like, it's really bad. It is really, really bad. And he was only sacked 14 times. It's not like he was sacked like 40 or 50 times. He was sacked 14 times in all of his starts, which, he didn't start every game, but he started a big majority of the games in the season. So there's no excuse. He only was sacked 14 times in like the double-digit starts that he received. So clearly, the protection was very good. And he just wasn't able to thrive in structure. And the main problem I watched with Richardson was that he throws the ball too hard. And I know that sounds like I'm making something up, because, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You just made something up out of your ass, Mr. Truth. What the fuck are you saying? I think I have a good grasp on what the problem with Richardson is, and it's not only that he throws the ball too hard, it's that his ability to read coverages is simply not there yet. And I know it's a young quarterback, second-year quarterback, adjusting to the NFL, and their defenses, but it's seriously lackluster, and it goes back to his collegiate days at Florida as well, where he just looked like he didn't have a grasp of even basic college-level defenses, let alone, any sort of exotic look or anything like that. And he gets a lot of exotic looks, and he gets a lot of simple looks too. And it's very easy to confuse Richardson, at the line of scrimmage, essentially. All you have to do is show one thing and do another, and he's going to be dazed, and he's going to be confused, and that's the bad thing. When you have a quarterback who can't read a coverage and just can't read defenses, along with having problems with erratic accuracy and poor at best decision-making, and all that stuff combined into one, then you have a pretty bad fucking quarterback on your hands. And that's what Anthony Richardson was this past season, is a pretty bad quarterback. He did not have a grasp of the game, and it's the Indianapolis Colts organization's fault. I can't even really blame Richardson fully. Yes, he was stinking the joint up with some of his embarrassing performances, but still, the man should have never been on the field to begin with. He clearly was never ready from the jump, yet they threw him out to the pits of hell, into the fire, and expected greatness, and all they got was trash, and they should have expected trash, or they should have just started Joe Flacco. And I know Flacco didn't really play that great. He was average at best when he was starting at quarterback for the Colts, but still, you'd rather have average to below average than pitiful. Honestly, I'd rather have below average than terrible. I really would, because at least below average, I know what I'm getting. With terrible, I don't know the scale of terrible that you're going to get. Are you going to get like 2 interceptions with a 54 completion percentage? Or am I going to get 0 touchdowns, 1 pick, and a fumble with a 30 completion percentage? I don't know what awful I'm going to get. And that sort of erraticness and that sort of, I guess, for lack of a better term, unpredictability from Richardson was his downfall this season. You didn't know how he was going to play when he stepped on the field. That is a big problem. That was a big deal, and that's why the Colts lost some football games with him under center, and their offense was not good. With him starting, their offense put up like 10, like 20, 13, 14, like 6 points, some really bad numbers, and the offense was very inconsistent, and the run game with Jonathan Taylor, had to carry Richardson a lot because he just simply, the game looks too quick for him. And it's a sad story, this is, really, because this is a quarterback who should not have been rushed out there onto the field. But the Colts, I don't know what they're doing. This is malpractice. This is mismanagement of epic proportions, and someone might need to investigate the Colts, man. This franchise, ever since Luck retired, has not been able to find a stable quarterback play, and it looks like there's no end to that, because if there's really going to be an open quarterback competition, Anthony Richardson could have his starting position taken away from him by somebody else, either in the draft or in free agency or whatever. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth.